What's up, average dad fans? Welcome back to another video, and today, no, it's not a mobile phone, it's a tablet. The Xiaomi Pad 7 Ultra might be the best tablet on the market for a few good reasons. I've unboxed it, set it up. I want to give you my first impressions after 24 hours. Let's go. So, throughout the year on my channel, you will find some tablet reviews sprinkled on top of the multitude of phone reviews. You're always going to get the Samsung Tab S, whatever Ultra series we're on. I think we're on 10 Ultra, which I have. You're always going to get an iPad Pro review, the Huawei Mate Pad review, and I believe for the second time, you're now getting a Xiaomi Pad review. Although I think the last one I done was the Pad Pro, not the Pad Ultra. So there's a few things you need to know straight out the box. First of all, you get the charger inside. 120 watt, and we'll get to the battery and charging speeds later, but spoiler, it might just be the best thing about the tablet. One of them. Also inside the box, you get your cable, and that's actually it. There has been instances in the past where Xiaomi have thrown a stylus pen in the box, which this supports, but this isn't one of those occasions. So in terms of specifications, it's kind of a who's list of everything you should want from a large format tablet. And I'm aware the most popular tablet size is anywhere between 8 and 11 inches. These Ultra tablets are fairly niche, but for me personally, it's the only way to go. Because I'm Mr. Magoo blind as a bat, I love lying in bed at night, unwinding, watching my tablet in bed. So the fact that Xiaomi have an Ultra tablet that competes with my S10 Ultra is fantastic. So, specs wise, Quad HD plus resolution display. 14 inches, as mentioned, 120 Hz. Now this panel is HDR10+, it's Dolby Vision, it's 68 billion colours. It truly is a remarkable tablet. The one downside, and this isn't exclusive to Xiaomi, it's really reflective. Now there are screen protectors you can buy from places like AliExpress, but out the box, it is quite a reflective panel. However, as mentioned, just the same as your standard iPad Pro without any nano coating and the S10 Ultra. Now, I already touched on stylus support. Yes, this supports the Xiaomi magnetic stylus pen. It does charge magnetically to the side of the device. I didn't have time to order it and have it for this first impressions, but by the time I use this for a couple of weeks and get to the full review, I will break down the stylus support and functionality. Now, there is a camera on here. Well, there's two cameras. There's one rear camera, and it's 50 megapixels, and it's a 1/1.8 inch sensor, and I'll pop a couple of photos up because you don't really use your tablet for photos, but if you find yourself in a pinch, this camera's bloody good. And there's an LED flash in the back as well. And on the front, you have a selfie camera capped at 1080p. However, that rear camera, 4K 60 frames per second. Again, here's a very quick little video of my new office setup. Hopefully you can appreciate the new look and feel of my video. Leave a comment down below if you like it. And I may do a kind of tour breakdown of the office / studio. If you can be arsed watching that, again, let me know in the comments. Now, before we talk battery, there's one slight area where it is different to, well, any other tablet that I've ever used. It's not the Qualcomm Snapdragon latest and greatest chip. It's Xiaomi's own, or certainly I think it's Xiaomi's own, X-Ring, and it's a 3nm processor, and from what I can tell after just a few hours, I think it's going to be fine. Everything is super speedy. HyperOS is an up-and-coming software skin that still doesn't come close to One UI or ColorOS for me, but it's certainly got some customization advantages, and the animation speeds, which are customizable, Really impressed with HyperOS on this tablet. But back to the processor, for me, watching movies, scouring the internet, playing this Asphalt 9 game that you can see here only for the purposes of this video, because folks, I don't really game. I do have the Xbox Series X, the PS5 and the Nintendo Switch 2 set up behind me, but I don't really game. It kind of wasted on me. I know, bad. The processor has been obviously fine so far. In my full review in a couple of weeks, I'll let you know. I genuinely think between Huawei's Kirin and Qualcomm's Snapdragon and Apple's whatever we're on, Bionic chip, in 2025 we're pretty good for processing speed. I really don't think there's anything you're going to throw at this tablet that it won't manage to crush. And it's a 3nm processor. Lower the nanometers, better the processor is kind of a rule of thumb. Now, again, for me, the best feature about this tablet is the battery. I can guarantee to this point in your life, you've never had a 14-inch tablet with a 12,000 milliamp hour cell that charges at 120 watts. And folks, this tablet is going to last you days, if not weeks, on a full charge. And I know that sounds mental, but for me, who uses his tablet for about 60 minutes per day, maybe 90 minutes on some days, this is going to last me a week. The screen on time from the 12,000 milliamp hour battery is close to 20 hours. And really all I do is consume content mostly. I'm currently binge watching Stranger Things. If you haven't watched it, where have you been? Get watching it. So yeah, it's definitely the best thing. Now there's no wireless charging on deck. There is 7.5 reverse wireless charging if you want to charge another device from this massive battery. But when you consider there's a 12,000 milliamp hour battery in here, a 5.1 millimeter thick device, that is uber impressive. Let me just quickly show you a comparison between my X Fold 5 unfolded and this Xiaomi Pad 7 Ultra. Pretty goddamn impressive on both parts. The fact that foldable phones are this thin nowadays is mind-blowing, and the fact that tablets are this thin with all the processing power, the 14-inch panel, the 12,000 milliamp hour battery, yeah, bloody impressive. Now you may be wondering about the ROM of this device. Avid viewers of my channel will know that I love a Chinese ROM. And unfortunately, at this moment in time, the Pad 7 Ultra is only available on a Chinese ROM. But before you switch off and say, I can't use a Chinese ROM, it's so hard. Yeah, calm down. Like all Chinese ROM phones, apart from Huawei, they're completely different, don't get me started. Like all Chinese ROM phones, like the Xiaomi phones, Google Play Services is baked in. You just have to turn it on in settings, download the Google Play Store from the Xiaomi App Store, and you are good to go. And with it being a tablet, I tend not to use my tablet as a phone, so your 4G and 5G connections, if you go for the cellular version, which I wouldn't advise on a tablet, you don't have to worry about it. Because it's a tablet, you don't need to make calls. Get the Wi-Fi version. Everywhere you go has got Wi-Fi. You normally just keep your tablet in your house or maybe your work or a train which has Wi-Fi these days anyway. So it's a fully working global tablet in that regards. Full Google Play Store. As you can see, I've had YouTube in this video. I've got my Gboard downloaded. I'm connected to my Gmail on my Google account. It's just like using any other global tablet. And while I'm talking about YouTube, here's a little short clip of the speakers on deck. Because again, 5.1 millimeters, folks. Take a listen. You can let me know in the comments if you think the speakers sound good. I personally think they sound bloody great. Now, of course, the final thing you will want to know: how much is this bloody device? Well, the other advantage of it being a Chinese ROM, and I should also mention it comes in two different colours, this grey or a blue colour. It comes with 256 gig or 512 gigabytes of storage, and it comes with, which I should have mentioned at the start of the video, the reflective screen or a soft light version, which is nano coated. That does add about £70 to the price, I believe, off the top of my head. But of course, you can check through the Average Dad Tech Store and pick yourself up a Pad 7 Ultra for around £700 to £800 depending on the variant you go for. And to put that in perspective, for the equivalent 256 gigabytes of storage on the Samsung S10 Ultra or the iPad 13.2 inch Pro, whatever we're up to now, you are looking at a £400 saving with this device. Absolutely great value for money. So if you're in the market for a new tablet, you don't have to go out and buy, but at least consider. I will be back in probably 10 to 14 days with a full review of this tablet. This is going to be my daily driver tablet from now on. If you've liked this video, please smash like. If you've not already and you're watching this channel without hitting the subscribe button, it's free to subscribe. Click it down below. My goal is to reach 100,000 subscribers as quick as possible, but if I reach 75,000 by December 1st, I'm giving away 2 phones, or maybe I'll give away a Pad 7 Ultra. You can decide. Any product from the Average Dad Tech Store other than the Huawei products, because that MateBook Fold and that Mate XT are bloody extortionate, and I ain't giving that away. So as always, thanks for watching. Until next time.